Hello and welcome to another episode of Surreal Adventure. My friend and I today are going to hike to the nuclear escape tunnels. Tunnels allegedly built to allow Angelino residents to escape up into the mountains and out into the Mojave Desert. The project apparently was started in 1956 and used mostly convict labor, and abandoned in the late 60s. So we're gonna see what all the fun stuff about this on the internet is about. As usual, we have some interesting urban art. This place is a little bit more remote than a lot of the other places, so not as much. Pictured down at the bottom of the ravine down there, that's the parking area for the Bridge to Nowhere hike, which is also up here. And I will put a link above to that very beautiful hike. It's a bridge that was built in 1936 to connect Azusa with Wrightwood, and was never completed. In 1938, a massive flood washed everything out, and the project was canceled. There is a beautiful aroma in the air. I think it's these flowers. It is springtime. It's like honeysuckle or something sweet, isn't it?
Wow.
This whole area up here has a really rich history. In the last part of the 19th century, the area had tons of people coming up here for hiking, and it was actually called the Great Hiking Era. People would even bring mules and build camps. You know, some of the original camps, which later turned into bigger things, were pack mules and miners that came up here. On the other side of the mountain, what is now Mount Baldy Village was once Camp Baldy, and it was a place that movie stars and the rich and everybody, really, Boy Scouts, regular people, came up to enjoy. At some point in the mid part of the 20th century, the real roads that wouldn't wash out were built and allowed a lot more people to come up here to live, and businesses and whatnot. There was even a couple of power stations in the 1930s that were built up here that one of them, a big one, got washed out in the 1938 flood. There's lots of interesting history. This is turning out unexpectedly to be a very aromatic hike. I feel like I'm walking through the Lancome aisle at JCPenney or something. Wow, it smells beautiful. There's little squirrels up in the hills chirping to warn us that we're walking into our own deaths. Where's that one?
He's up here somewhere. Oh, he's way in the top rock. Very, very top of that hill.
Oh yeah, I don't know if you're gonna get it on the video, but he's on the ledge. Yeah, that's cool. So we just found a horny toad, or horned toad. And my friend was telling me these are almost extinct. I know it's hard to see, but there's sort of in the center of this video, there's a rectangular rock, and he is about 2 inches to the left and 2 inches down. No, he's right there. I'm gonna get closer until he runs, okay?
Where's he at? We got him?
Can I get, no, don't do that. I'm gonna get closer until he runs. There he sees me moving.
Oh, there he is.
Yeah.
He blended.
He did blend.
Oh my God, he's gorgeous. I've never seen one in person. I've seen him on, I think it was Old Yeller.
When I was a kid, we went to this camp called Camp High Hill, and they were everywhere there, I remember.
Holy shit.
I'm not going to approach this, but looks like on one of the little offshoot roads here, they got some beehives going, so I'll hope that I'm not allergic to bees. Once upon a time, this was had to be a 2-lane highway. Don't know if it was ever paved or not. So quiet is it out here that you can actually hear the wind whistling through the pine needles. And the microphone. Difficult to see now, but there's a pipe that goes right into the ground, right there in the bottom of this small alluvial. I bet years ago there was some type of mine there. This pipe, it runs up the mountainside, and we can't see it from this angle. Maybe I'll get another picture of it, where there's a water tower up there. So there was water running down to this at one point. Remnants of mining dot the area. Our first glimpse of the nuclear escape tunnel as we come around the corner of this Cold War era project. I can just imagine in the minds of the city planners 70 years ago. I know, let's build some tunnels out in the middle of the wilderness so that people have an opportunity to drive 60 to 70 miles, because, you know, there'll be plenty of time when the missile's launched to drive 60 or 70 miles and be able to escape through the forest into Wrightwood. Yeah, that's a great idea. Let's fund that. This really is a beautiful hike. I think it's a good time of year to go. Like all these hikes up in these high hills in California, or even in the desert, they're best done in the winter or the spring. In the winter, you gotta be careful of flash floods. California is a pretty brutal place. You know, for those of you that don't live here that are watching this video, this is the hottest place on Earth. Death Valley, which is about 200 or so miles northeast of here, recorded the hottest temperature on Earth. At Furnace Creek, it was once 134 degrees in the first part of the 20th century. How's that for heat, huh? That's just the air temperature. The ground temperature, when something like that's occurring, even if the air is only 120 degrees, the ground temperature can be over 200 from the sun reflecting off it. So you gotta be careful. $1961, yeah. I have to say, this is actually something I've never done before. My friend and I hike a lot together. Oh, hello. It's Debbie. I'd never seen a snake my whole life. I mean, I'd gone like seen one. I mean, in the wild, everybody's seen them. And then I started hiking with this gal. Oh my God! Almost every single time we're out, it's rattlesnake after rattlesnake. Oh, this is something else.
Oh, wow.
Yeah. Yeah.
Get ready for the echo.
Well, here comes the urban art. Sunglasses off. Okay, so this cribbing, it's rusted and old, and it isn't everywhere. I just noticed that, like up ahead, just a short way, the cribbing stops, starts, stops.
So much cooler in here.
Yeah, no kidding.
Wow.
So that's a drill. See that thing sticking out? They would drill into the wall, and then they'd take the drill out and they'd stick the dynamite in the hole, and and then you blow the rock out. Look, there's the devil, or Skeletor holding a candelabra. I'm not sure which. One of the two. The all-seeing eye. Ah, yes, there it is. One of the things my friend and I just realized is that there's so many wildflowers around here, and it's so fragrant that this is a perfect place for beehives, like the hives that we saw towards the beginning of the hike. And then we just noticed this open area here too, which is looks like it's a sort of improved area. And there are some faint tire tracks of vehicles that were once here. And I bet this cordoned off area right here is an area that is reserved for the bees or the beekeepers, even though there's nothing here. Beautiful plumage on this yucca. It's almost like a type of plant we have in Southern California, a variety of it. We call it, well, the Guatemalans and the Salvadorians call it flor de esote. And they take the flowers, and these look very similar, and they take them off and they boil them and make them into different foods with rice and chicken and burritos and good stuff. There's an interesting old water tank with some urban art on it. This drainage ditch here, and got some interesting mason work. Looks a little unkept, and we just noticed there's a plaque on it that reads, well.
And there are a ton of bees right here.
Yeah, let's not get stung.
Oh yeah, we're in a little bee area.
You just gave me a lecture about how you might be allergic to bees, and now we're standing in them.
Yep.
We are coming up on the second nuclear escape tunnel. The tunnel that will protect us. Oh, that's an interesting piece of quartz. Look at that.
Wow, yeah. Mm-hmm.
Oh. Yeah. Solid quartz. You know. All right, so the number on the top of this is not the date. Like the last one said 1961. This one says 1504.
Huh.
Or 1964. It's faded. So this one was built 3 years after the first one. I hear a beehive. I read a warning years ago there was a beehive near the second tunnel. Let's keep moving.
I heard it squeaking.
Oh, no, you know what? Those are bats.
I was gonna say, I hear something in here.
That's bats. Hear them?
Okay, this is awesome. Just hoping to see bats.
Where are they? Oh, there they are.
There they are. Oh shit! Is it bats or birds?
No, those are bats. I think.
I don't know.
I don't know.
We didn't think I get enough light.
We didn't bring a flashlight, really. That's a complete and total. No, it's birds. They're like sparrows or something. They don't like us here, so let's keep moving.
Oh, there you go. There they go.
I think it's. Oh, look, there's one. There's one. Oh, you're never gonna see it on the video.
Oh, yes,
Right
yes,
there.
yes.
He's built his nest. Yeah, see him?
straight up right here.
Yeah. Interesting. As we approach the end of the second tunnel here, there's an interesting smell in the air. Now the air is blowing in the direction that we're walking, but right about here, I can kind of strongly smell diesel. Like maybe somebody dumped it, or maybe there was a storage of it, or I don't know. Diesel. The fuel, I mean. A fire pit from days long past. Hey honey, let's go out into the middle of nowhere and build a fire in a tunnel and spend the night. A romantic date, yeah. Now I read that the road ends here and that past this is pretty much just bushwhacking, that they didn't make it, this is kind of where the project was canceled. There is a trail, which we are not going to follow, since we're both kind of out of shape. We're just starting up hiking for the season again. But it's interesting to think that this would have been where it was. (1964). What is that? It looks like some kind of drain. Yep, it's a drain. The nuclear escape tunnel. So I was going to record this outside, but I ended up getting attacked by an angry bee. So there's that too. So if you're allergic to bees, you probably shouldn't be on this hike. This is pretty much the end of the nuclear escape tunnel, which is really cool. There's, you know, the most interesting thing about this is the smells. This place smells so fragrant and beautiful in the springtime. There's a million flowers. I understand why there are beehives around here now. So, my friend, what's your opinion of it? You think it's pretty cool? She loves it. Good. Yeah, so it's a highly recommended easy hike. I wouldn't go here on days that are over 80, 85 degrees. Bring some water, bring some sunscreen, you know, bring some Sudafed, just in case. We have escaped the nuclear escape tunnels and on our way back. It's a beautiful hike. Didn't expect it to be this much wind. Tunnels are about 30 degrees cooler than what's outside, which is nice because it's kind of a hot day. There's lots of little birds that are building their nests, little mud nests, on the tops of the tunnels. That's pretty cool. I think we even saw a couple bats on the second tunnel back there. Bring sunscreen, bring water, bring shade. I would bring some Sudafed just in case too. There was a lot of bees. I got attacked by a bee at the end of the second tunnel there. So it's been very, very surreal.